Before we get started, I have noticed that you guys have been really digging the 3DS content, and I am loving it because that is my favorite console. Now let's get into it. Mario and Luigi, what was once regarded as one of the best RPGs ever made, in my opinion, has now all but gone missing. And Nintendo doesn't even talk about it anymore. Like, what happened? What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we are obviously talking about Mario and Luigi, the RPGs that just kind of disappeared out of nowhere, just kind of died with the 3DS. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this, especially if you love the 3DS. If you love the 3DS, I mean, it's a given. You should absolutely be subscribed. What are you waiting for? Yes, I think it is pretty safe to say I've been making a lot of content that revolves around the 3DS because it is one of the coolest systems ever, and one of the games that I've just kind of had in the back of my mind to talk about it has been Mario and Luigi. What happened to those games? Like, they just kind of disappeared, you know, and I don't even understand why. Like, I do understand, you know, the whole 3DS to Nintendo Switch process, kind of, you know, a lot of games really died on the 3DS. But of all the games, the Mario and Luigi ones, you know, the RPGs, like, not even Paper Mario got done this dirty. So what happened? Before we talk about that, let's talk about a couple of facts when it comes to the Mario and Luigi RPGs. Mario and Luigi is actually known as Mario and Luigi RPG, which is kind of ironically hilarious because it's like the spiritual successor to Super Mario RPG, in my opinion. I don't know, I can't 100% confirm that, but it just kind of felt like the spiritual successor, except they just kind of pigeonholed you into just using Mario and Luigi and then using Bowser in that one game. But anyways, this game was developed by Alpha Dream. It was developed for Nintendo's handhelds, so you know, the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS, and obviously the Nintendo 3DS. And you know, there's also a little irony to that too, because it got developed for the portable consoles, but like the Nintendo Switch is a portable console also. We get it, it's a hybrid, it's a home console, but it's still a portable console. And a lot of people, I'd venture to say the majority of the people, use the Nintendo Switch undocked. I know I do. But yeah, Mario and Luigi, the series, basically consists of 5 installments and 2 remakes. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which came out in 2003. And then we have Partners in Time. That's the DS game that allows you to use Mario, Luigi, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. And then there is Bowser's Inside Story, which was released in 2009. Then there is Dream Team, which came out in 2013, and that was for the 3DS. And then there's Paper Jam, and then the 2 remakes, Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, and then Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So all in all, we essentially got 7 games, and they were all amazing. They were all super good. And I will give you guys this caveat, I am still not a big fan when it comes to the gimmicky stuff that is a part of the game. I never really liked the whole traversal, mostly because of how annoying it was to have to switch the buttons, you know. So like, you know, like for example, a lot of the things would be like you'd have to press the left button or the left trigger or whatever you want to call it to switch how Mario jumps, also Luigi. So like something will allow one of the jumps or one of the moves will allow you to do a spin dash where you kind of spin and like flutter in air, and then another one is something that will allow you to spring up and, you know, jump a little bit higher. I wasn't necessarily a big fan of this, and the biggest reason why I was not a big fan of this is because of the fact that they annihilated my trigger buttons. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I just had some really defective Game Boy Advances and Game Boy Advance SPs and DS's. Not so much the DS's, but definitely the Game Boy Advance. Like, mine were just notorious for breaking. Like, I had so many Game Boy Advance like different ones, and Game Boy Advance SP, is that the shoulder buttons just kind of gave out after a while, and it totally sucked. And it always happened when I was playing this game. Now, one of my favorite parts or favorite aspects to this game is obviously the dialogue and like a lot of just the theme of the game. Like, it was kind of like this not so serious, whimsical, really funny, like quirky game. A lot of the dialogue is just really silly, you know, and a lot of the stuff in it just ends up being kind of like puns and stuff like that. And so it always had like an extra charm that just captivated me. And it just made me love it all the more. And then who cannot forget, or how can you forget, the fact that Mario and Luigi used to talk in this weird like Italian sounding gibberish? I always like to make pretend that it's like what Japanese people think Italians sound like. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know, like that kind of silly stuff. I know I probably look like a goofball talking like that, but that's literally what they sounded like, and it always made me laugh. Like, I could not help but always laugh whenever they would just start talking like that. Now, I will say one of the things that I really didn't like about this, the game series, is the fact that they kind of left out a lot of the different, like, Mario characters. And I don't even understand why. Why was this game only a Mario and Luigi game? What happened to Wario? What happened to Waluigi? Like, why wouldn't they be like, how cool would it be if Mario just made an RPG that had Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi? Or, you know, like, bring back some of the guys from Super Mario RPG. You know, bring back Mallow, bring back Gino. Like, what's going on there? Like, there's a lot of characters that they can pick and choose from. You know, Peach, Daisy. There's so many characters, even the Toads too. I'd love to have a game where you play as the Toads. That's an RPG. Like, there's so much stuff that they could have pulled from it, and they just didn't. They just kind of kept you with Mario and Luigi. The only time you get to play as 4 characters in the game is Partners in Time, and you're playing as Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. Like, are you serious? Now, I will say, I think one of the reasons why these games ended up, you know, being put on the back burner and just not being made anymore is kind of the fact that, like, the last few games just really did not sell very well. But let me just bring something up real quick. The last 2 Mario and Luigi games that were released were Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minion, which came out in 2017, and Bowser's Inside Story, which came out in 2018. And from what I've heard, I think that's like the worst selling one of the whole series. But, like, look at what happened here. What came out in 2017 that just revolutionized and exploded Nintendo in a whole new, like, stratosphere? The Nintendo Switch. There is another game that didn't sell very well, and it is Metroid Samus Returns. Okay, so for you guys to just completely blame the fact that these games didn't sell well on the game itself makes no sense, because the 3DS was already well out of its way. Like, they had already, like, pretty much stopped making them at that point. I think they were only making like the 2DS XLs, and they were already selling them for like $100. So they were mega cheap. They were just done with the 3DS and the Wii U at that point. And honestly, they were moving on, and they were moving on to the Nintendo Switch. So obviously these games weren't going to sell good. I mean, who still had a 3DS? Like, most people literally got rid of the 3DSs to get a Nintendo Switch. So it just makes a lot of sense as to why they didn't do very good. But it is really unfortunate that the studio Alpha Dream did end up getting shut down due to bankruptcy. And I honestly believe that this is the reason why. It's because of those 2 games. They just didn't sell very well. I think those were the last games that they made. And it's a shame. Like, it's a shame, really. But you know, I just don't understand what Nintendo doesn't see. Like, how do they not see the correlation between that? Like, do they not know how to crunch numbers? Let me paint you a different scenario. Most of the games that were successful on the Wii U were even more so successful on the Nintendo Switch. What's the biggest one of them all? Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 sold pretty good on the Wii U. That is undeniable. But on the Switch, I mean, I think it's still like the highest selling game on the platform. And it's a port. So I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand why they wouldn't just bring this franchise back. It makes no sense. Well, in conclusion, I say this to say that I really do miss that charm, that Mario and Luigi style of games. You know, I wish they were a little more inventive, a little more, you know, willing to take risks the right way, you know, to make this a truly good RPG. And obviously, you know, it would benefit so much from having that HD, all of that good stuff. Like, even if they went back and remade some, you know, I'd take that. I'd take that over no games. So yeah, it is really sad to see that this game franchise kind of died on the 3DS, and Nintendo hasn't even talked about it or acknowledged it or tried to do anything when it comes to it. The only thing we got JRPG or RPG wise when it comes to Mario is really that really crappy Paper Mario game. I forget what it's called. The Paper Mario game that came out a few years ago on the Nintendo Switch, and then Super Mario RPG, which was amazing. We're not gonna act like a bunch of spoiled brats. That was amazing. And then, you know, the Thousand Year Door remake that's coming out like next month, I think. So yeah, honestly, I think this would be a perfect time for this thing to come back. And you know, especially because of the fact that we have the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out potentially next year. So like, make that a launch title. Like, heck yeah, bring back the series. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. And if you guys missed the Mario and Luigi series of games, let me know in the comment section. Let me know which one your favorite one is, and let me know why you like it the most. Also, type in Mario and Luigi Italian speak. That'd be hilarious to see. Alright guys, we will see you guys on the next video. Peace!